And welcome to TeachUp, where we show you how to do well on the AP Calculus test and how to be fast. Today we want to find dy dx if y is this quotient. In the numerator we have the cosecant squared of x minus the cotangent squared of x, and in the denominator we have the secant of x. Now this problem is being started a little bit differently than other problems because I have a few formulas on the screen, and the reason is these are formulas that are available if you just use your formula sheet for the AP exam. Same with the IB exam. We don't need to memorize these, but we need to have them close by so we can just refer to them. So let's find dy dx then. Dy dx is going to equal to, it's going to be the derivative of the numerator. So we're going to get 2 times the cosecant of x times the derivative of the cosecant. So that's going to be negative the cosecant of x times the cotangent of x. And we're going to subtract 2 times the cotangent of x times the derivative of the cotangent, which is negative the cosecant squared of x. Now we're going to multiply everything by the denominator, which was the secant of x. All right, so that was the first part, minus. Now we're going to take the derivative that we had there in the numerator, which was, I'm sorry, the function, not the derivative, but the function we had in the numerator, which was the cosecant squared of x minus the cotangent squared of x. And now we're going to multiply this by the derivative of the secant, which is the secant of x times the tangent of x. And everything will be divided by the square of the secant. All right, this seems messy, but these types of problems usually will simplify very nicely. So this first term we notice is negative 2 times the cosecant, let me rewrite that, cosecant squared of x times the cotangent of x. And this term here is plus 2. The plus is because you have a negative and another negative. So plus 2 times the cosecant squared of x times the cotangent of x. So we notice that these two terms are opposites of one another. So if we add them, of course, we get 0, which means that this entire thing here is just going to be 0. So then dy dx is going to be negative, in parentheses, the cosecant squared of x minus the cotangent squared of x times the secant of x times the tangent of x divided by the secant squared of x. Now I'm going to just turn to this expression, and we have to remember one of the most important trig identities is the cosecant squared of x plus the sine squared of x, not the cosecant, sorry, the cosine squared of x plus the sine squared of x is equal to 1. Now we're going to go ahead and divide every term in this equation. We'll divide that by the sine squared of x, and that's going to give us the cotangent squared of x plus 1 is equal to the cosecant squared of x, which means that 1 is equal to the cosecant squared of x minus the cotangent squared of x. This is for those of us who don't have that memorized. You can just derive it very quickly. So that means this term here is 1. So we have negative secant of x times the tangent of x divided by the secant squared of x. We're going to divide by 1 factor of the secant of x. So we're going to get negative the tangent of x over the secant of x. And of course, the tangent is just the sine over the cosine. So we're going to write it as sine over cosine. And the secant is 1 over the cosine. So that means everything just simplifies to be negative the sine of x. So we're going to look at the choices we had earlier. Our answer then is going to be B.